Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. This is your host, Keely Austin. Today is Money Monday. I'm excited to be here. As of right now, we have 107 participants. That's fantastic. Make sure you reach out to your team. We do not want any ICMs left behind. Michael Huggins is an amazing individual. He and Vanessa have been working with Renatus for about 9.5 years now and have had a lot of success with it. But it wasn't so successful for them before Renatus. They were struggling. Michael was living in his girlfriend's mother's basement, which was Vanessa at the time. And they were frustrated and they were struggling. Michael was working 2 jobs. He was working for both Jiffy Lube and Sears with a degree in auto mechanics. So Michael had worked really hard going to school, getting good grades, thinking that, after that he was going to be making good money and not stressed out and not frustrated like a lot of us. He had been paying down his student loans for months and months and months, maybe even years, when he noticed that his balance hadn't even changed. And that whole time, all of his payments had just been interest-only payments, and he had no idea. So when he thought his loan would be close to being paid off, it was still pretty much at the original balance. And that would be incredibly frustrating, I could imagine. Michael knew that there was a better way. He started looking at other opportunities. He found Renatus. He got enrolled in Renatus. He found the money. He didn't have it, but he was able to find it. And he studied his classes. He did a couple of short sales within the first year of him getting his education. And he sold a couple of short sales, and that enabled him to quit his job. He saw the value. He saw the potential with the marketing side of this. Michael has helped with our Salt Lake City team, our Denver team. He's helped over in Scottsdale, and he's also now working in Tennessee. Michael has earned himself 7 figures multiple times over with Renatus. He is the #1 income earner with Renatus. And he is on the PAC, which means he's a President's Advisory Council member. And we're very, very fortunate to get to learn from Michael this morning. Good morning, Michael.
Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome, welcome. It's Money Monday. Cool. Thanks, Keely, for setting this up. And hi, everybody. Welcome. Okay, so it has been officially a whole week since we haven't been able to meet. We followed the recommendations and stops a little more than a week ago. And man, oh man, what an interesting ride. I am incredibly grateful that we all get to work from home. I know some people still haven't found gratitude around that yet. I'm going to encourage you, still keep looking. There's plenty of things to be grateful for, even though we're stuck inside. And please stay inside. I'm just going to put that out there. Please stay inside, everybody. Let's speed this whole recovery thing up. And seems as though, I'm not an expert here, but it seems as though the more we all stay inside, the quicker the cycles of infection end. And I'm interested in that. I really am. So I encourage everyone, stay inside, do your best, stay inside, wash your hands, take your temperature every day, and don't touch anybody. Okay, that's my PSA for today. Let's talk about how we're using our online systems, because it's working. And I want to give a big thanks to Ryan and Laura Black for staying up late, getting up early, and figuring this whole thing out with us, because it's definitely made our jobs a lot easier. So everybody should be familiar with Zoom now. I mean, obviously we're using Zoom here. But do you know what? A lot of our customers never used Zoom before. This is their first time. I mean, I'm meeting people who have never even made a 3-way call. And so we can't make any assumptions that just because we know about Zoom, that everybody knows about Zoom. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting. 3-way calls. Okay, welcome to 2020. We're gonna do a 3-way call, but now we're gonna do a conference call. We're gonna do a screen share So people are adjusting. And so are we. We're adapting. We're coachable. Okay, so we are using Zoom, zoom.us. Now we have some permanent URLs. So for all of you who are coming together and remember that there are strengths in numbers. And that's why we're getting together and utilizing it all together on a Thursday night. So when our guests come in, they can see an impressive number, which is what happened last week. Last week we had 225 people on the Thursday evening. 225 people. That's awesome. That means people want what we have. And then at the follow-up, we had 75 people on Friday. So let's keep the pedal to the metal. I know we got orders in. Several people got new folks started. I know Anna got someone started. Diana got someone started. There were a few people I got to talk to over the weekend who had watched it that were very impressed. And so this is key here. If we keep showing up and we keep supporting each other, the strength in numbers thing, you know, when you get online, turn your camera on and get involved and act like it's the office, act like it's the study group. I'm imagining, I don't know what information you have, but I'm imagining that we're going to have to do this for 10 to 12 weeks. Okay. So another way of saying that is 10 to 12 times before we get to start live meetings. That's just my guess. So with this guess in mind and this emphasis on strength in numbers, that every Thursday and every Friday, and then even the Saturday morning follow-ups, I don't have the numbers for those, but these need to be well attended in order to have what we're looking for, which is the social validation. This is one of the biggest keys to making sales, is social validation. For those of you who are brand new or have only been around for 1 or 2 years, we had reconstructed our entire meeting series so that it uses this social validation thing a lot stronger. And so you guys just get the benefit of it right now. But you got to keep showing up. You got to keep registering yourself and participating. We've already gotten some feedback on how to change a few things to make it easier for our guests, to make it smoother, to make it faster. I mean, every week we're getting better, right? We're implementing this thing called Kanai. You guys ever heard of Kanai? It stands for, and this is a Japanese principle on success and just how you do anything. Constant and never-ending improvement. So we are engaged in Kanai, constant, never-ending improvement. That's what we're doing. So if you stick with this, I mean, with 225 people, with already being profitable, people wanting to get started with us based off of what they're seeing online, I think this week we should have 500 people. How are we going to get 500 more people on to watch this? So make your posts, go to your other Facebook groups, make friends, start private links, start private chats, and we'll actually have another training on specifically how to do that. But I want to make sure everyone knows how to use our Zoom stuff. So Thursdays, this is what it looks like for Thursdays. (7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time). Everyone goes, you're going to give your guest elevateintro.com. When you go to elevateintro.com, it's going to take you to a Zoom registration page. It's very important that they fill out their name and you also fill out your name a certain way. Okay, please, in the Zoom, it has a couple fields for you to fill out. All right, first name, last name. In the first name, will you please write student, and then your first name, Bill, and then your last name, right at the bottom. Student-Bill. And you put this in the first name, then we can do check-in so much quicker. So will you please do that? Just make sure everybody fills out the first name, put in student, or you can put in ICM. It's totally fine. But that's one thing that's really going to help. Now we do have the Zoom login, Zoom registration page. That's going to give us our report. But you also you need to register in CAMS. Just like every live event. And CAMS stands for Customer Active Management System. So we're actively managing our customers. You still need to register in CAMS, self and guest. Because once you've registered your guest and they've been checked in, then any enrollment link will get them in. Any enrollment link. I could send him my enrollment link. Joe could send him his. Sherry could send him hers. Whoever, if we have our guest registered correctly, any link will code them to the right person. Okay, so when I got on the phone with a guest on Thursday night after the meeting, you know, we did the 3-2-1 and we got a few people coming through saying I'm a 1. So I called her up, asked her, you know, what she liked best. I didn't have to worry about finding out whose ICM she was necessarily, because any link, if she was checked in, once they're checked in, then any external link will get them to the right place. So I just pulled up my link, punched that customer's info in, boop, 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 and then it actually moved the order out of my business center and to the proper ICM's business center. If you skip registering, then how on earth are we going to know that that's your guest?
Michael, where's CAMS?
CAMS, the calendar. CAMS in the calendar, inside your business center.
I'm in Florida. Where am I looking? In Colorado?
The calendar, you're going to be looking in the Utah calendar.
Thank you.
You betcha. Sorry if that was confusing. But yeah, everything's going to be in the Utah calendar so that we create that social proof. Right? We want that social proof that it's working. It's going to be extra work for you, but not that much. You're already at your computer. It's now just turn your camera on for an hour and a half and make sure you're engaged in doing the comments and participating in that way. And our guests will have a fantastic experience. So Elevate Intro. So you're going to register twice. If you haven't noticed, you need to register here and you need to register here. You're gonna Okay. Now, for your guest experience, they're only registering once, and they're only registering once they go to the Zoom page. But you have to register twice. That way we know to code you. Right now I have about 20 volunteers helping to register. And that is because we're not doing it efficiently. When I say we, I mean you, all the people bringing guests. If you were to register yourself, I don't care who you are, how long you've been in the program, register yourself. Please register yourself so that the volunteer collaborators don't have to work for 2 hours. They could just work for 20 minutes if everyone registers themselves.
Can we register our guests on Zoom so they don't have to?
Yes, there's nothing stopping you from that. But what we like is that they get used to going to this website, elevateintro.com. Because once you go to elevateintro.com and you fill out that Zoom page, then you got this huge, zoom.us/whatever / and it's seriously like 100 characters long kind of link. And yeah, that would be nice for you to register your guests. But in the long run, like if you're going to have 10 or 20 guests, you don't want to do that. You want to see who's responsible and say, hey, go to elevateintro.com and let's get registered.
Thank
At the
you
end
for
of the day, I don't
your.
care how you do it.
Yeah.
Just get them registered. I would just tell all my guests to do it because it's I guess it's kind of like an IQ test, right? Can you follow some simple instructions? Because if not, then we're not working together. You need people to be able to pay attention and follow some rules. But if you want to register your guests in Zoom as well, then you can also do that. I would prefer you don't, so it doesn't mess with the data. However, now that I'm thinking about how Zoom populates out who showed up, when they showed up, how long they showed up for, it would be best if you just had your guests register themselves in Zoom. But thank you for asking. And maybe next week we'll find out it's better that you do it, but for now, based off of our experience, it's best if you let the guests do it. Cool. So at Elevate, when you go to elevateintro.com and that new Zoom page opens up, then what you're going to have is there's going to be 6 room possibilities. Okay. 6 room possibilities. So you could go to the 1, English intro, 2, Spanish intro, 3.
Hey, Michael, good morning.
Good morning, what's up?
Just a quick reference to the lady that asked if they could register their guests.
Yeah.
If for some reason they get kicked out of Zoom, when you come back, you do have to fill out some information again because I switched rooms with that new piece that you put on Friday. Like fill out your name, phone number, email. And when I came back, I did have to put my some of my info again, like my email and phone number. I think it was one of those 2.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, we want to make sure that this is an exclusive process. This is an exclusive club. Yes, we want to open it up to a lot of people, but we need people to work in a certain way with us so that everything smooths out. We don't want to be doing more work just to make the guest happy. In some aspects we do, but not with registering. We need people we want to train them correctly, because then if they come on board next week and then they make enrollments, want them to just training their people, hey, just go to elevateintro.com. And the duplication's a lot easier that way too in the long run. Okay, the follow-up Q&A is with Dane Clark. Number 4 is going to be the ICM and new student orientation. And that is with Connor Simmons. He's been doing that for quite some time for us live out of the Salt Lake office. And now everyone gets to participate with him in that. And then we have the English study group and the Spanish study group. And this one, the study group is with a couple people. It's with, right now it's Mike Kessler, or last week is Mike Kessler, this week it'll be Bill Predabon. And both of these folks have done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of deals. So when you come to these masterminds, when you come to these study groups, you're definitely going to want to pay attention, stay engaged, follow their instructions, and do what's best for your business. And then the study group in Spanish is with Lily Huertas. And she has 15 years experience in the real estate investing world. So you want to be able to lean on that experience with her too. So what happens is when everyone goes to Zoom, elevateintro.com, we all pop into that first room and then we do the big announcements and then we all split up into separate rooms. So if you miss the announcements, it might be a little bit harder for you to get into the right room. So 2 things to be clear on is 5 and 6, they require that you're on the optional event subscription, OES, formerly known as AKA Business Builder Fee. Okay, when you're on this, then you're going to get a special link for the study groups or masterminds. So if you're on OES in your area, right, if you're contributing the $50 a month in your area and then you want to take advantage of these extra things we have online, then just get with your area leader, let us know, we'll add you to that list. You're going to get a promo code because if you're going to register in either of these 2, then you also need to register in CAMS. Okay, we already talked about that, but instead you're going to register in the red square. Now I'm just going to quickly walk through this for you so you can see what I'm talking about. But the red square on the calendar for Thursdays is for students only. And the people who are registered there are the ones that get the promo, or people who are on OES. They get the promo code so they can register in the student portal so they can be involved in the study groups. So that's what 5 and 6 are for. Now you can also add guests to number 4. It totally depends on your guest. If your guest is, well, I would say that if your guest is only interested in real estate, maybe skip the ICM orientation, but then no, because Connor actually does a really good job with it. So you can put guests here. Obviously, you put guests here. So this is all just on Thursday night. All on Thursday night. Starts at 7 p.m. Please come early.
Michael, is the orientation also for guests?
That's what Connor was telling me that they've been doing the last 6 to 12 months in Salt Lake, they've been doing it with guests.
Oh, okay. So I can send my last week's guest to. They went to the follow-up on Friday. So I could send them this week with Connor.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a big week for Connor because he's going to now have a lot of returning folks. So let's be sure to register and keep his life easy. And I'm telling you, just the more you register, the easier everyone's life gets. If you don't register and someone signs up and it gets coded to someone else, how on earth are we going to know that that was your money, that was your guest? There's no way we would know. And so do yourself a favor, do the professional courtesy of registering yourself. Okay, so one last
Michael,
drawing. And then
Michael, I have a question. This is Tracy.
what's up?
Hi. Just wondering, is there a way, because just to streamline having guests go into the various breakout rooms, is there a way that that could be done from the host end? I was on a training once and the host was able to just like literally break us out into different rooms.
Yeah, that would only work if people followed instructions, Tracy. What it would come down to is if everyone filled out their Zoom registration page and everyone accurately put, like, I'm here for study group, I'm here for first time, I'm here for the follow-up, I'm here for ICM orientation, and then they put their first name, and if every single guest just labeled themselves correctly, that would be step one, Tracy. And then step two is we would then have hundreds and hundreds of folks that we all need to sort, and only one host account is allowed to sort. This is what we bought 5 host accounts and experimented with it. We tried making co-hosts this way, that way, to see, can we just be in one and split it up? And what it would do, so just so to answer your question in more detail, when there's one host going on, in their experience, they just have this giant list of people, huge list, hundreds and hundreds of people. And then we have room options, right? There would be those 6 room options that we open. And they have to drag each name specifically into a room depending on what that person's name is. Other than that, we wouldn't know which room to put them in.
Yeah. And I was wondering if we could tell our guests, hey, look, you're in the follow-up, so type FU before your name. And then would that actually put everybody in alphabetical order based on the first thing that shows up in the name?
Yeah, it would. But then we would have one person who has to drag. And again, what I'm imagining, Tracy, is like you got to be thinking on a scale of like 1,000 people, because that's where we want to get to, right? So if we had that system in place with 1,000 people, would one person, there's only one person who can log in, be able to organize 1,000 people and drag them all into these rooms in time for us to then hit the split breakout room and everyone still have a good experience?
Yeah, I see. Okay.
So, yeah, that's kind of what we're weighing on. And then that way, so we're hoping that people would self-sort with these 6 rooms, people would self-sort. And,
Okay.
I know it's a bit of an IQ test. I'm trying to get people to follow instructions. But like I said, we're engaged in Kanai. So we're constantly working on ways to improve it and systematize it and simplify it. Maybe we'll have our own form that can like autofill something. Zach is also working on a few things for us. So improvements are coming, Tracy.
Perfect. I thought I'd ask, just throw that out there, and you guys have masterminded all of that already for us. So that's perfect. So thank you, Michael.
Yeah, if it was just a training and we weren't trying to code people to make sure that they got paid correctly, it would be a lot simpler.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. And if you guys have other ideas or possibilities or concepts that we haven't tried out, and by all means, I mean, this is a mastermind. I'm here to help.
Hey,
Michael, I'm
Michael,
sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead.
Thank you. I'm sorry, my phone fritzed when you said, do we tell the guests which room they should be going to before they even get on the call so they know, like someone brand new, just say, when the opportunity arises, you're going to room 4. Do we just tell them that up front?
I don't know if we're calling it room 4 or not. What they'll do is when you come into the room, when you come into elevateintro.com, they're
Mhm.
going to have a slide up, permanent slide that tells you which room you're going in based off of how many visits you've had with us.
Aha.
So there'll be an intro slide with directions.
So does your intro slide say the first visit is intro or the IMA guest slide? ICM, sorry.
The intro slide, what I'm talking about, when I say intro, I'm talking about a welcome slide.
Aha. Okay.
Welcome
Hey,
slide.
Michael.
Is this an intro for you? Is this a follow-up for you? Is this a Q&A for you? Or are you a student and you're coming to the mastermind?
Mm.
Hey, Michael, Anthony here.
Yeah, what's up?
So just an idea. I mean, it does mean that they'd have to stop that current Zoom call. But if you sent them to a website, just call it Elevate 2, and then they could click on that tab, and it would then send them to the correct room. It would probably make your life a lot easier. Just a suggestion.
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah, we would have a new page that Elevate Intro directs to. Instead of the Zoom form, it would fill out something else.
Well, or a new website. You could still keep Elevate Intro going to that Zoom, but when you finished your first introduction, they then click on elevateintro.com/next page, whatever you want to call it, or whatever. But they click on a new web page, which has got the different rooms, and those rooms are shortcuts to that Zoom room.
Yeah, we're gonna have something like that. Were you on the last one?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I think you'll like what we put together. It's a similar idea. Each of these
Alright, cool.
people, each of these 6 rooms has a unique permanent code. And so people will be able to get those codes when they register and come in.
Right.
So there is an element of what you're saying. Let's go through it this week, and then let's talk about it, and let me know how we can improve on that.
Cool. Well done. Good efforts, guys. Well done for innovating.
Yeah, it's getting better every day. Okay, so that was all Thursdays, everybody. So now Fridays is a lot simpler. Now, please, again, we're looking for the social validation, the social proof. So when you, if you're really going to be, if you want our help to coach your guests, we want your help, and your help is be at the follow-ups with your camera on. The more cameras on, the more monies we makes. The more cameras on, the more social proof. The cool thing is you don't have to put pants on, just a shirt. But turn your camera on, and when people come back to the follow-up, so the website for Fridays is follow-up. Oh, just kidding. The website for Fridays is Elevate housetour.com. That's for Friday. ElevateHouseTour.com. And the format, what we're imagining, what we made work last time was we started out the first 20 minutes. Now some people got a little long-winded, and it took a little bit longer. That's okay. I'm not going to name names. But the first 20 minutes, we want to showcase an SLC house, a Denver house, and an Arizona house. Now, as we get bigger, obviously we can add more to it. But right now, these are the three main teams that are working together to make this social proof, social validation, make it all easier for us to sell. I mean, we could each do our own webinars and have 40, 50, 60 people on, and that would be cool. But if we have 400, 500, 600 people on, and we're all sharing in one spot, all of us will make a lot more money. So we're gonna do a quick little house tour for the first 15, 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna play some of the education. And then I do my three-phase plan, how to get people into a deal, and then we go over funding options. And I've already thought of a few ways to make the funding options faster, but this is it. It's basically 4 parts. House tour, we'll play some education, we'll go through a 3-phase plan, and basically everyone's questions are answered by that time. We didn't have that many questions at the end, but we did have people signing up, so that's a good sign. And so if we start at 7 p.m. here, we should end by about 8:30, so that you have, and then you use your 8:30 to 9 to do your order entry. Get them back on the phone. I know some of you don't have phone numbers for your people and you've just been using Facebook Messenger, but Facebook Messenger offers a calling feature. So you could call them, get it going. So those 4 things, boom, boom, boom. And again, social validation. So between Thursday and Friday, you're going to be online for maybe 5, maybe 6 hours. That's not that much. I mean, if you had to drive beforehand and, get ready for your day and then go to a meeting and then come back, you were spending 6 hours just doing that. But now you just hop on a link, make sure you brush your hair, or you're wearing a nice shirt. Like I still wore a tie, so if I would have done the meeting in a t-shirt, it would have been a little bit different. So still dress. This is still a business event. So still dress appropriately. It looks like someone's raising their hand. Mr. Clark, yes, sir. Go ahead. Come off mute. Let me hear your thoughts, comments, suggestions, ideas. Raising his hand.
What's up, Michael?
Hey.
Sorry, I didn't mean to raise that, but
Oh.
oh, I was gonna say something though. Oh crap, what was it?
Social validation.
It'll come back to me. Oh, the online thing, being on. I mean, this is like the best social aspect that we're gonna get because of this whole social distancing thing. So I've been doing Zoom a lot lately. And it's like the only way to stay connected with people, unless you want to jump on Facebook and just like comment and stuff. But if you actually want to talk to somebody face to face, like this is this is really good. Also, what I was going to say is afterwards, I just jumped on my own little private Zoom, and then any guests that either I had or my own students, I would just say, hey, give them this link. Let's do our own little powwow Zoom really fast. It's almost like after the meeting when everybody tries to gather, around with their own little guests and introduce everybody. I told my team, I just said, hey, just give them my little link here and have them jump over and we'll all just like chat with, I'll chat with your guests and I'll give a little testimonial. We'll schedule one-on-ones. We'll schedule them to come to the follow-ups. So even just like if you have a guest or several guests, then create your own Zoom login and then give your guest your link right afterwards and say, hey, as soon as Michael's done, then jump on my little Zoom and we'll chat for just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Get you to where you need to go.
That is a great idea. Every one of you, Zoom is $15 a month for a pro account where you can have unlimited meetings. and limited times of meetings, and up to 100 guests, $15 a month. Now we have the pro, super duper pro mega accounts. We can have 1,000 people on there. And with what we have to offer and what the world needs, we should have 1,000 people real quick doing what we're doing. So what you'll do is you'll come into the calendar, you switch over to Utah. Now when Helios arrives, this will be a lot easier. It won't be, the calendar won't be state-based. It'll be based off of event type. So this will be a lot easier. So what you'll do is this Thursday, you're going to put all of your guests in this green one here. Guest registration, SLC, this one right here. Put all your guests in there. Then, if you're going to be doing the masterminds, it's this red tile here. Okay, that's what we're doing. So guest registration, come in here. It's going to tell you, hey, remember all our weekly meetings. Step 1, register yourself. Step 2, install the Zoom app. Then go to elevateintro.com to participate live. There are more questions in our Elevate Facebook group being answered. And so if you are not a part of the Renatus Team Elevate page, then you definitely want to be Renatus Team Elevate. Please watch the little welcome video. Okay, there's a units thing over here. And I would like you guys to watch the welcome video and just watch these things and just go right through the units. Okay, there's a couple good ideas in there. But what you need to watch here is this video that Ryan made for us. It's only 7 minutes, but it explains a lot more. We're up to 1,600 people right now in our group, but I know that a lot of you aren't a part of it, or you have team members that aren't a part of it. So go ahead and add them, and we'll get them in. We'll make sure that they're taken care of. So that's what the Thursday night is, and for guest registration. And then for this, obviously you need the link, or we're going to charge you $99,000. You need the promo code. I gotta go.
So Michael, how do we get you to know that we're already paying our OES in our local area? Yeah.
Who's running your area?
Antonio Lobo.
Okay. Is Antonio on this call?
No,
Oh,
I don't think.
okay. Well, I just need a master list from him of everyone that's on there. And then I can give him the promo code for that month, and then he can give it to everyone that's on the list.
Okay, I'll reach out to him and try to explain this whole thing and see if he will cooperate. And I thank you.
Yeah, just send him the recording too. Keely will get this up here in a few hours, and make sure he's a part of the Facebook group that we put together here, Renatus Team Elevate, and you can see all the things that we have to help. Look, we're on live right now. Whoa, it's like we're in a different world. Anyway, I'm being silly now. So registration for yourself, come in here. Now, if you're in Arizona and you're on your OES, then Zach or Dr. G can give it to you. If you're on Denver, we've already given it to you. And as this develops and we get better at running these events and getting more of our guests on board, we're going to open up to more study groups. We're going to start a multifamily study group. We're going to start a, so these study groups, you know, plus more to come. We're going to probably have, by the end of this, or in the next month or two, as we've worked out all the kinks, we're probably going to have 4 or 5 different study groups. So as you guys and gals are evolving in your real estate careers and you want more specific discussion on things, then we'll give you that help. We'll give you all that help that you're looking for if you help us by coming into the room on time. Don't show up at 7:15 thinking you're cool, saving 15 minutes. You've screwed up the social validation if you show up late. So please be early. Please have your camera on. Please be in a good mood. Please be smiling. Please be looking at your camera and not scrolling on something else. Now, a few other things just to prep your guest. Prep your guest, they'll have a better experience, right? We always talk about setting proper expectations. So, one, give them the link. And then two, tell them to install the app. So they're not trying to install the app. Tell them to install it like a lot sooner. I mean, if you're giving them the link today, then tell them to install the app today. Then inside that, I insist that they change their name in the app, change name in app, and add a photo. I'm also telling all of you to do that. Have you noticed that when Dane was talking, a picture of him came up? You can see Antoinette has a picture of her.
How do we do that, Michael? I can't figure it out.
Joe. Well, I did.
Under more.
Well, if they use the, they don't have to install the app necessarily. If they're going to use their phone, they definitely need the app. But you could also do the online browser if they're just going to use their laptop, and they just go to zoom.us. So you can see Wanda, she's got her picture up too. So I guess let me just pop over here real quick. And let's do it together. Zoom. So my account. I'm in the Renatus Team Elevate account, so I haven't added a picture. But let me do this real quick. Let me sign out, and I'll show you. I'm signed in under my other one. So I got my profile. I added my picture right here. Got my sweetheart. So profile, add your pic, put your name in. The easiest way to do it is on the website using the browser. So if we prep everyone for doing that, then it also will make registration a lot easier. And see, so prep our guests, give them the link, install the app, or go to the online browser. Please change your name. Please add a photo. And 3 is be early. Be early, 10 to 15 minutes. This is a professional meeting. This is not, just because we're online doesn't mean that professionalism has gone out the window. We still show up early. We still pay attention to what our cameras are showing. Pay attention to if we're on mute or not. And these 3 things are going to give our guests a much better experience when they come through with us. So, exciting stuff. We're getting better every day, constantly improving, more to come. But like I said, treat this like a business and it'll pay you like a business. Be serious about it. Use the links. There's a lot of people's efforts going into making this thing work for you. And all you got to do is give your guest a link. Man, life of luxury, I'm telling you. You don't have to leave your house. You send your guests a link. A bunch of people work. And then you just follow up and ask them what they like. You put their order in. Send them to get funded online. A bunch of other people work for your funding and come back to you. Now someone sold your guest and funded your guest, and all you got to do is put the damn order in. Wow. Life of luxury. So let's get to work. There's plenty of people out there to hit up to help. They're lost, they're confused, or frustrated. They're 2 weeks of no pay starting to get to them, and they need some solutions. People have 401ks, they have IRAs, they still have good credit, they can afford $100 a month. funding has never been an issue. It's still not an issue for me now. Talking to people, it's not going to be an issue. The banks have plenty of money. Creditors are lending. We've got in-house billing. People can adjust their W-4 to free up some tax money. Everyone's got money. We could do this. Everyone wants what we have. I have so many people going, heck yeah, I want to be prepared, right? This is a spring thing. This is just for spring. By the end of the summer, we're all back out of our houses, and real estate world is still on full steam ahead. And do you want to have a bunch of classes under your belt? You want to have a bunch of training in your head? Or are you going to show up saying, well, I watched a bunch of series on Netflix. Cool for you, Netflix. Come on, that's what poor people do. Wealthy people are studying. All of my masterminds that have been going to all of the workshops and everything, all the speakers I was going to go listen to throughout this year, they've all had to cancel their stuff. And they're saying, well, you know what? We're turning this into an opportunity to study, to refine, to catch up. There are books we were supposed to read we haven't read yet. Well, now is the time. There are classes you haven't watched yet. Now is the time. Thanks for being here, everybody. It's Money Monday. Catch the recording. And we will catch up with you all soon. Great day, everybody.
Yes, Michael. Thank you.
You betcha. Get to work. This is very valuable, life-changing work. Please honor that. Talk to you guys soon. Be serious. Bye.